don't bunch up, you don't get sweaty. Simple as that.
One of the things I noticed about my Goats grip socks is the grip runs across the whole panel, so there's no bunching or sliding in your boots.
These grip pads will help you not slip when you're going in for a tackle.
My old socks will get sweaty halfway through the game. Not with Goats grips, they stay cool and dry from start to finish.
These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there, but they still give solid protection. It's like full freedom to play a game without that clunky feeling. I used to wear bulky guards that slip down every game. These stay in place the whole time.
These shin pads are stretchy, durable, definitely not be ripping anytime soon.
Switch the Goat sleeves now. They don't slip, they don't slide, nice and snug, nice and tight.
It's crazy how light these things are. I've worn a lot of old school pads in my time. In these, are featherweight and super comfortable.
Legend begins where heroes end.
Why are you still wearing those old clunky shin pads when you could be wearing these?
I used to struggle with shin guards sliding all game. These are a game changer. Put them on, you don't even notice them. They're comfortable, keep you going until finish.
It shows how fast you move on the pitch because it's stuck to the shin bone and does not slip and slide all around the shin.
No distractions, no readjusting, just focus on the match. What I like about these is you can wear them all day. Training, recovery, travel, they never lose shape. The material is soft and supportive. It's the perfect mix of comfort and performance. These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there. These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there, but they still give solid protection. It's like full freedom to play a game without that clunky feeling. Training, recovery, travel, they never lose shape. What I like about these is you can wear them all day. Training, recovery, travel, they never lose shape. The material is soft and supportive. It's the perfect mix of comfort and performance. First thing I notice is that these guards don't move. Once they're in place, they stay there. I can tackle, sprint, or slide without adjusting them. You feel secure and locked in.
Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. I hope you're well. Welcome to another live coaching call. So whether you're a player, a volunteer coach, a paid coach, a parent coach, or you just love football or soccer in general, a big welcome for joining us on our Pro Player Pathway live coaching call. Today, as ever, we're going to be taking you through a couple more of our coaching sessions, and then we're going to have an opportunity where we can let you guys get some Q&A. As ever, if you're watching this via YouTube, you need to make sure you are a subscriber. If you are a subscriber, what that means is you're allowed to then drop in questions into the chat, and I'll help you as best as I can in answering those questions. So what we are going to do is we're going to go straight across into our school platform. That's where all of our players and coaches live, and we'll have a little look at what we're going to have a look at today. So we're going to take you back into the classroom. You will notice now, if you go into section 10, the dugout, this is where we have all of the sessions, and we've spoken that you can look at all the different age groups within the dugout, and you want to pull out particular sessions, which gives you all the information you need. Also, up in our Premier League sessions, we've got over 20 sessions in there, and we've covered about 4 of them so far to date. What we've done is for the coaches, we've set up one called the Premier League Coach the Coaches. So this actually mirrors everything that you see in this one above. But what we've done is, if you have a look at attacking and wide areas, You can watch the 2-minute video, but that's all you're able to watch. What we've done is for the coaches and for any parent volunteer coaches, if you go into the Premier League and you do attack and wide areas, you'll see there's an actual 12-minute explainer. There's a great video for everyone to watch and learn. So if you want to learn how to set up these type of sessions, but also there's a great insight to what's included. And we've done that for the first 4 sessions. Now, we did complete the other 2 sessions the other day, so I am conscious that we've got to drop in the other 2, and they'll get dropped in at some point this week. But we have covered these first 4, and then we've done fast feet and communication and multi-touches with fast feet. Today, we're going to be having a little look at pre-activation for multi-touches and pre-activation for dynamic movement. So super excited to bring these sessions to you. So as ever, guys, hopefully you've got a pen, you've got a pad, maybe you've got your device or your iPad. I want you to buckle in, get yourself comfortable, and over the next 40 to 45 minutes, I'm going to walk us through these next couple of sessions. What I will do is, for this first one that we're going to watch, I will hit play on this. This goes for around about 4 minutes. I hope you enjoy it. And remember, I want you to make as many notes as you can. Comment in YouTube if there's anything you're not sure of, or if there's something that you saw that you really liked or disliked. Drop it in the chat for me, guys. We want this to be a forum for everyone to be involved. And yeah, we hope you enjoy this short video. So currently at Queen's Park Rangers training facility, they play in the Championship in England, which is 1 tier below the Premier League. They have been a Premier League club on quite a few occasions, and we're about to just show you a little bit of a warm-up session with one of the QPR coaches and our players. What the coach is talking about for the first instructions is lots of touches of the ball, outside and inside parts of the foot, sole of the foot, and also head up as they're moving around. So very, very simple start to the session and very simple instructions, and it's all around just activating, getting lots of touches of the ball. So now they've progressed into step overs. So left foot over the ball, change direction. Then the next time they're going right foot over the ball and then changing direction. So as you can see, guys, some of the differences that you'd see, maybe if you're based in the USA, Canada or Australia or New Zealand, is that within these UK sessions, it's all focused on a ball, our feet. Every player has a ball and it's maximum amount of touches. So they're trying to encourage the player to have 3,000 to 4,000 touches of the ball in every session. The more familiar the players get with the ball, the better they get.
Change your direction, good. And involve the defender. Good. So that feint or that disguise is really important. So I want you to really shift your body over to this way as if you're going to send the defender. I'm going to try and send him to the airport. Yeah? I'm going to try and send him to the airport. So if you go that way, and I do that. Yeah? So really steady. Really steady.
So if you couldn't hear what the coach was explaining, they were saying about the importance of going really slow into a skill and faking to go to one side, whether they fake to go to the right or the left. Also, they're using the eyes to make it look like that they're going right, but then they're going to come out left, or vice versa. They're faking with their eyes to look left, they step across the left side, but they actually take the ball with the right foot, change direction, and change speed. Also, what the coach has explained, if they're struggling to do it, and you've got a playing group that struggles to do this, also what the coach is explaining here is if they're struggling to do it, they can do it from a standstill operation and then start to move with the ball. Brilliant. So, in relation to our pre-activation session, what I'm going to do is, as ever, I'm going to share my screen and I'm just going to walk you through just a couple of touch points that I want you to think about when you are looking to do this setup yourselves. And I'm just going to connect my screen so you guys can see my screen. Awesome. Now, when we're talking about pre-activation, the idea behind the pre-activation is getting the players warm, but warm for what? And one of the things that we discovered was the wrong terminology and the wrong words to use was warm up. And what we discovered was by using the word warm up, it just looks very old school. Players are just expected to run around, do a couple of sprints, and the body's warm, let's get into it. But when we're talking about touches of the ball, and we're looking at 3,000 to 4,000 touches of the ball, it's a hard one for you to comprehend how you can actually fit in 3,000 to 4,000 touches of the ball within one session, but it most definitely is possible. It most definitely is possible. So what we've done is we've worked out roughly for every 10 to 12 minutes that players are involved in a warm-up or a pre-activation, as we call it, they will do in the region of around 700 to 800 touches. So if you've got players for 90 minutes, you just know you need to make sure you're doing at least 30 to 40 minutes in the session where it's ball at feet. Now, these players that you see in England at clubs like Queen's Park Rangers, these guys will be coming in 3-4 times a week and in a game of a weekend. So one of the big things that's always encouraged as well was the detail to attention. Now you would have seen the setup. Now this is the setup. We've got, it was in a square, but you'll notice it wasn't really marked out really overly well. And for these pre-activation warm-ups, it's more important that the players are focused, working in and around the coach. So we've got all the players as the letter P's in the square. There's one thing that you'll notice, the coach was in there amongst them, and the coach was doing amazing demos, and he was teaching them the detail to attention. Okay? And that is that attention to detail. Okay? So detail is really important. Now I know there's going to be volunteer coaches out there going, but I don't actually know how to play football or soccer. I never actually played it. I'm actually just volunteering for my son or daughter's team because they didn't have a coach this year. So a couple of little bits of advice that I can give you. If you know that you're not able to demo some of the skills required, like the dropping of the shoulder, the single step over, the double touch, okay? What we can do is quite easily, we can easily set it up so you identify your strongest player. Now, why would we identify your strongest player? This is the person, boy or girl, who can actually do your demos. Okay? Now again, if you can't even explain to your player the type of skill you want, then you can show them a video off your phone and you can have it ready on YouTube, already open, ready to go. Once they go in for a drinks break, you can show it to your strongest player in the group and they'll do the demo for you. And the kids in the team will love it. The leaders in the team will love it. And it's a great way to do this. And I always encourage this as a coach as well. Even if you can perform these skills, it's always good to get some of the players involved and get them to help you. Now, one of the big things that you might need to look at, and I'll point you in the right direction for this in a moment, but you might be looking going, well, what type of skills are we doing in here? So we've got a section within our school platform, and within the school platform, the section that we've got is called the dugout, which is where we've just shown you to. And what I will do is I will show you back in there in a moment on how you can access all of the sessions. So it's just a case for you as a coach, if you're a volunteer coach, a paid coach, you just jump onto our school platform, you jump into the dugout, and you just literally watch one of the short 2 to 3 minute videos. Now, the video that you've just seen, I know that one goes for 4 minutes, but you can quickly flick through that to give you an idea. Look at the couple of the skills that they're doing within that activation warm-up, and then off you go. What you can also do in this is as well, you can say to the boys and girls and your players in the group, whoever performs the inside touch or the outside touch of the ball for the next 60 seconds the best, then what we want you to do is you're going to actually tell us what's the next skill we're going to do. And you'll be amazed that the players in the group will know all of the skills, all of the tricks. So what you could do is you could say to little Tommy, Tommy, well done, you were the best. Your attention to detail was brilliant. Lots of change of speed, lots of change of direction. Now we want you to choose our next one. So little Tommy might say, we're going to do double step overs. And you can go, okay, can you do a demo for us, please? And get him or her to show the whole playing group how you do a double step over. Now, you don't need to worry if it's being done properly, because I'm telling you now, the biggest critics in your team are all the players, and they will pull that player up if it's not getting done correctly. The one thing I want you to notice as a coach, and anyone can do this, whether you're a volunteer or you're a paid coach, and it's quite simple, it's this. It's the change of speed and direction. Okay? This is the number one thing as a coach I want you to be watching for when you're watching your sessions. Now, what we want to see is, and I'll give you an example, if player 1 here is going to make a move all the way to there with the ball, we want them to start nice and slow. Okay, so we'll say that's slow. And then we want them to explode with speed. Now, what happens in this bit here? This is where they perform the skill. Okay, so it's slow, perform the skill, the turn, the dribble, whatever it is they do, and then speed up after completing the skill. If we can encourage our players to be really, really good at doing a change of speed and a change of direction, okay? Now, one of the ways that they want them to change direction, example I can give you, if you watch that video back and you listen to me and the coach, when he's talking about the step over and he's giving the eyes and he's looking with his eyes as if he's going to go one direction, but he's really going to go in the opposite direction. And remember, you want to enforce with your players the change of speed and direction. I want to see you, little Tommy, dribbling slow, perform your skill, then bang, I want you to change speed and change direction really quick. Okay? And we want to encourage them to give it a go. And what you will see is, you will see your players after a couple of weeks starting to look like professional players. The reason why we do this, whether you're doing this with players who are aged 8 or 23, is if players go slow, do a skill, come out slow, very predictable. Players who go fast, do the skill, come out fast, forget to change direction, again, very predictable. The opposition are going to work it out. So remember, we want to encourage slow, skill, and then speed. They are the 3 S's that we want you to follow on this mini section. Now, who's this for? This 100% could be for 7 and 8 year olds all the way up to open men's and women's. This is an activation warm-up. If you've got a senior group of men or women and they're pulling faces at you because they're doing this warm-up and you think it's too easy, then maybe they need to go and find another career or go and play another sport. It doesn't matter what age you are. For activation sessions, these all need to be done, whether you're a Premier League player or you play community soccer in the middle of West Virginia in the USA, okay? So these are things that need to be done. Can you make it harder for the players in this square? 100%. Why would we need to do that? Maybe the players that are in this group need to be challenged a bit, but what we've got to remember is that this is a activation warm-up, okay? It's part of getting ready for the game. Do we want defenders in there? Potentially, but not tackling. We do not want defenders in tackling in the first 4 or 5 minutes of the session. What we could do is, we could add in 3 defenders, and the rule is they're not allowed to tackle, but if any balls get loose, they can steal the ball and put the foot on it. Then the player gives the bib over to the defender, and then the player becomes the defender and they have a go. Now all they're able to do is force mistakes. If anyone runs out the square in error, they would have to swap with a defender, and then the defenders take their place. So there's a couple of ways you can make that more advanced or lessen it down. So hopefully you enjoyed that pre-activation session. And again, that was from QPR, who are one of the top academies in the UK. And we look forward to bringing our next session. Now, if you did enjoy that, again, can you drop some questions in the community? Also, can you drop comments if you're watching it on the live? And what I will do is very quickly, before we go, I will drop back into the school platform. And I did promise, if we go into classroom, section 10, the dugout, not only have you got all these videos to watch, but if you go for things like one-on-one sessions, a lot of this stuff, it could be done in a group setting. You basically can showcase that one video to one of your players or all of your players and then send them into the field to just replicate it. But also in here, let's say if you go into your age group, you've got your pre-activation warm-up, the skill development, your passing moves, especially for your older age groups like open men's or women's. They could do most of these 8 to 10 sessions as a warm-up or as an activation game. So there's a couple of ways you can think outside the box. So hopefully you enjoyed that one, and we look forward to bringing our next little mini episode on our Premier League Coach the Coaches. Okay everyone, hopefully you enjoyed that one. As ever, we've got one more video to go through and one more teaching session that we're going to walk you through in a moment. Again, as ever, drop it in the bottom in the comments in YouTube. If you got any questions around that, did you like it, did you not like it? Maybe you've got some ideas on how we could upgrade that or make it better or upskill it for older players or particular age groups. We're going to go to a very, very short ad break, and when we come back, we'll take you into our next session. As ever, get your pens and paper ready. If you want to run to the bathroom quickly, get a quick drink, and then get yourself comfortable, and we'll be back with you in 2 minutes.
They don't bunch up, they don't get sweaty. Simple as that.
One of the things I noticed about my Goats grip socks is the grip runs across the whole panel, so there's no bunching or sliding in your boots.
These grip pads will help you not slip when you're going in for a tackle.
My old socks will get sweaty halfway through the game. Not with Goats grips, they stay cool and dry from start to finish.
These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there. but they still give solid protection. It's like full freedom to play a game without that clunky feeling. I used to wear bulky guards that slip down every game. These stay in place the whole time.
These shin pads are stretchy, durable, definitely not be ripping anytime soon.
Switch the goat sleeves now. They don't slip, they don't slide. Nice and snug, nice and tight.
It's crazy how light these things are. I've worn a lot of old school pads in my time, and these are featherweight and super comfortable.
Legend begins where heroes end.
Why are you still wearing those old clunky shin pads when you could be wearing these?
I used to struggle with shin guards sliding all game. These are a game changer. Put them on, you don't even notice them. They're comfortable, keep you going until finish.
It shows how fast you move on the pitch because it's stuck to the shin bone and does not slip and slide all around your shin.
No distractions, no readjusting, just focus on the match.
Everyone, welcome back. So we're going to go into our second session in this live call. And again, I'm asking guys, if you've got any questions or anything you want to drop in, please feel free to drop it in for me. So we are going to just skip straight back across to our school platform. So just bear with me while I connect us. And our next session that we're going to be looking at, this one now, we've moved over the other side of London. So we've gone from QPR all the way across to Fulham, who play in the Premier League. And we're going to show you a pre-activation from Fulham Football Club. So this is a shorter video, only 2 minutes. What we need you to do, guys, though, is if you can, again, make some notes, share your comments if you are watching live on YouTube, and we hope you enjoy this short 2-minute video. So you'll see as part of the activation for the training session at Fulham today for our players, you'll see it's all around passing, movement and communication. This is a great session for anyone to do, so no matter where you are in the world, it's quite a simple session. So you'll notice the players are passing and receiving the ball, and after every pass, they're moving to a new space. So what the coach is explaining here is we're trying to encourage multiple touches of the ball. So before they can pass the ball, they've got to do 5 touches of the ball with left foot, change direction, and then make a pass. Then they've got to do 4 touches of the ball, then do a step over and then make a pass. Then they go to 3 touches and all the way down to 1. So what they're also looking for, I'm not sure if you would have heard the direction from the coach, but if you didn't hear it, they're actually looking for players to have head up and scanning everywhere they move to. And it's a constant movement session and constantly looking for new spaces. So we'll focus in on these 2 boys here. So it'll give you an idea. 1, 2, 3, 4 and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4 and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4 and turn. 1, 2 and 3, and you'll see they're going down with the touches, to get them less and less, and then they reset back to 5. Brilliant. So another short and sharp one, but just a slightly different variant. But you'll notice that between QPR and Fulham, probably one of the first things that you'll notice the difference with a Premier League club is they're in an indoor venue, so that allows them to work with players regardless of the weather, whether it gets hot, cold, wet. It's a great opportunity to work with them. What you did notice, if we look in the bottom right corner, you'll notice this time the players are working in the square, but they're actually sort of like partnered up with a player. So they were in little groups and they were setting the groups. And what they were looking for in here, the big thing was they were looking for players to have the head up. So they weren't mentioning the word scam, but the coaches were saying to the players, make sure you've got your head up. Now, this is a great one that you could do with your friends. It only needs 2 of you to go and work on this one. And the rules are quite simple, okay? You could start off with your left foot only. and you could say 3 touches first to begin. So you take 3 touches, then you pass the ball off to your teammate. Now, where it gets interesting is this part. The head up and scan should happen just before the last touch commences. So if we're working on 3 touches, it should be just after the second touch. We would want to see the head up and scanning as much as possible, constantly happening. But what we'd look for in this, if we're doing 3 touches, we're looking for a minimum of the second touch for the player to be up. And who are they looking for? Quite simple. They are looking for their teammate or their partner. Okay, so that's what they're looking for. And that's what we're hoping to see. Then they'll move on to 4 touches and then 5 touches, and that would be left foot complete. Now, you could do this completely different. You could do it random. You could just call out a number and go 4, and then the players know for the next 60 seconds it's 4 touches before they pass the ball off. Then they would progress across to the right foot, and again, as I just said, you might go 3, 5, and 7 touches of the ball, okay? And then the scanning, looking for that teammate again. So you can really come up with your own rules within here. Also within this square or space that you set up, you can progress this for older age groups, or if you've got a group that needs to be challenged more. So how can we challenge them? This is a great one now, because even though it's a pre-activation, I would say after 8 to 10 minutes of doing this, you might want to progress it in, especially if you've got an older age group. You might add in 3 defenders, and the rule might be for the defenders, they can only intercept, which means they can't tackle, but interceptions count. If they intercept the ball, what you could do is, we can then employ what we call neutral players on the outside. So we have a neutral, a neutral, a neutral, and a neutral. So if the defender wins it, the defender can play it into the neutral player. That will be 1 point for that defender, and then he goes off and looks for another ball. The neutral player then, hopefully, if it's this group here that lost the ball, so if these lost the ball to this defender, we would be looking for a couple of things. Head up, react quick. Now, we're not going to allow our players who've lost the ball to win it back off the defender, but what we're looking for them to do then is communicate with their neutral players. And what are they going to say to the neutral players? I'm free, I'm open, play me the ball. But remember, as they're running in to receive the ball, so let's just do a little example here. Let's say it's this player, and as this player is moving across, as they call for the ball there, we're expecting to see a scan over that shoulder and a scan over that shoulder. So again, scanning is paramount. And if we're not seeing that, that's a great way where you can get in and step in and coach it to the players, and you can walk them through it. So that is just another little variance on a pre-activation, and that was over at Fulham Football Club in the Premier League. I hope you enjoyed that one, and we look forward to seeing you on one of our next mini sessions within our